Hi guys, it's me Ty coming from my home here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and just gonna give you guys another update on life out here. Today I want to talk about the Vietnamese people I meet here in Cambodia. As many of you are aware of that have been following my vlog, I've never been to Cambodia. I started out in the Philippines and then went to Thailand, and now here I am in Cambodia. And with it being so tough to get a job here in Cambodia, I've really been thinking about Vietnam. Like, I always wanted to visit Ho Chi Minh City, but like I said, I didn't have a job, to fund it, to go over Chinese New Year to go there. But it definitely is on my list. But one of my roommates, like I said, he's from Vietnam, and he's really nice. He's from Hanoi, way up north, which I definitely would not want to live there. He said it's for 2 months of the year, you'll be wearing a stocking cap and a parka. And like I've said, I came from an area like that in the US, and if I never have to experience another winter again, I would not complain. I'll take the heat any day over that. But for a while there, we ended up having a girl from Vietnam, and she was always above his bed on the bunk. And she always wore a mask all the time. So like me, I really don't care for people that wear the mask all around town. I just think it's ridiculous, because you're out in the open in a park, the wind is blowing like crazy. If anything, you're actually making yourself sick from not being out in the fresh air. And then also, anybody that wears a mask here in Asia, you'll find out that a lot of times they aren't a woman, they're actually a man hiding their big nose and their strong jawline, just pretending to be a woman. is what it is. So you can't trust it. And then I also think about the robbery thing too, that I just think that's just made it a lot easier nowadays for people to walk into a store at gunpoint or whatever to hide their face with this whole mask thing here. So but yeah, anyway, she didn't stay too long, but I don't know, over a week ago here we had another girl from Vietnam that came in, and she was pretty darn good looking, you guys. I one thing I can say about the Vietnamese, like this one here, compared to like the Thai and Cambodian people, is they're a little bit more curvy. They're thin, but they're curvy, and like she was, yeah, she was nice. So yeah, me and her, we hit it off really good the first day that she came here to stay in our dorm room there. Like she said, she was born in Ho Chi Minh City. She said she's 24 years old and just graduated from university here in December. And I was like, I graduated from university in December. And she's like, I'm heading to Laos tomorrow. She's like, you should come with me. And I was like, oh boy, I would love to come with you to Laos. Like I said, I'm stuck here until August with my doctor with this dental implant. So she gave me her number for that she has in Vietnam there. If I ever arrive there, she'll show me around, give me the big tour. So I'm actually anxious for that. And just here, like a couple more jobs came up here in Phnom Penh, but so many of them are just so far out. Actually, most of them are so far out. I remember the first ones, they would be like an hour and 6 minutes a walk away from my house here in Phnom Penh by Riverside. And then they started to get out to like an hour and 56 minutes. Well, these two new jobs, they're out in Sen Sac, way on the edge of the city. And they're, I looked at them, and they are 2 hours and 16 minutes from my house. And like I said, with how far these rides are getting, I was paying, just for my interviews out to these ones that were like an hour and 56 minutes, those were $3 each way. So, that's close to $200 a month. And then my roommate, she said that she's way out of town too in Sen Sac, and she's paying $4 each way. So I think that's over $200 that she's paying per month in commuting fees. Because one thing I noticed, that so many of these schools out here, back when like Nick and Rachel YouTube channel taught here for an entire year, they said they were working only 5 days a week. Tom Trips Out was working 5 days a week, but many of these schools here, they want you to work 6 days a week, where you just do not have a life, and you're paying so much money and in hiring tuk-tuks. So I'm thinking that this school here, that's 2 hours and 16 minutes from my house in the middle of nowhere, which I definitely do not want to live out there. I'd never meet a good girlfriend out there. There'd be no dating scene out in the ghetto. And like I said, that's what I moved out here for. I mean, to find a good woman to start a family with. So like this one here, I didn't even apply for the job. I was like, oh yeah, that's not for me. There's no way I want to be commuting 2 hours and 16 minutes from my house there. So that's got me, just anxious, in my heart and everything, like I really want to visit Vietnam after this. And all my roommates, they said they've been to Laos as well. They said you can't work there just because they are so much poorer than Cambodia. That, if you do become an English teacher at one of their schools, that in 3 months their school will run through the budget if they paid you $1,000 a month, and you'd be laid off and you'd have to leave the country, and you wouldn't be able to stick it out with any of the women there and start a family. So but I definitely do want to visit, because they talk so much about how great Vien is. It's, I don't know, like 60 or 80 miles north of Vientiane, the capital. And like I said, Vientiane is just a big dirty city, whatever, but they said that Vientiane, it's on a plateau between all the mountains out there, and they have hot air balloon rides, which I don't know if I do anything like that, but they have the floating down the river, and they have bars all along the way, and they throw out a bottle that's half filled with water, and they have a rope tied to it, and you go and pull yourself in and grab another beer and just float on down the river, and just everybody gets sloppy drunk. I don't even drink, but it just looks like so much fun, and I don't even know the cost, but that girl from Vietnam said if she tries it, she'll let me know how much it costs. So I think I'm gonna Google or YouTube it of how much that would cost, because I'm thinking, since I'm in Asia anyways, after I go to Ho Chi Minh City, which obviously would be the place I'd want to live, not Hanoi way up north. I like to be near the immigration office and everything. So yeah, that's just what I'm thinking, so I'd probably do that. And then originally my plan had been, if I can't find a job in Vietnam, head down to back down to Thailand and actually do some work there, or at least apply. But I'm thinking I might actually waste a little bit of money after I apply for work in Vietnam for an entire month, see if it's my vibe. I think I'm gonna do the Vien Vien thing, even if it's just for like a week or whatever, just exploring that part of Laos. And then if I'm low on money, I would just run back home to the US and work for however months, a year, whatever it takes, to just work mega overtime, just hoard away money, and come back here to Asia and rinse and repeat. Because I mean, that's not a bad life either. Like I said, backpacking with Boehner, I followed his YouTube channel, and he just loves that lifestyle. Being a tour guide on one of the lakes there in California at Lake, I think it's Lake Tahoe or whatever, and just hoarding away money, and spends the 6 months of the winter here in Asia. Just he buys a motorbike for like $1,200 or whatever, and cruises the whole country. Picks up one of the girls there that he's like, hey, you want to quit your job and I'll just pay you not to work, and you can see the city, or the country, because it's you would never get this opportunity. And it is so true. These girls, they will never, half those girls in Vietnam or in the Philippines there, like my girlfriend, she had a bachelor's degree, so she was making $11 a day 5 days a week. And backpacking with Boehner, his girlfriend didn't even have a college degree, so she was making $6 a day, working 7 days a week. So his girlfriend, she thanked him every darn day. She's like, without you, I would have never got the experience of seeing, all of the Philippines pretty much, going from island to island, taking that motorbike all over and eating nice meals and all that. So that looks like a lot of fun. And like even probably my favorite YouTuber in the world, Paul in the Philippines, Old Dog New Tricks, just moving over to the Philippines on his Social Security. He was a high earner, so he was making what I think $2,300 a month gross off his Social Security. But yeah, he picked up his Philippines girlfriend, you know, who was like 30 years younger than him. I think she was 31 when they started dating, and every day, you know, she tells him, she's like, you know, you've been so good to me. She's like, you know, if I would have never met you, she's like, I'd still be living up on the mountain with my parents, you know, where we don't have running water, have to go get water, don't have indoor plumbing, so you go poop in the jungle every day, even when it's monsoon season, whatever. And he's given her such a great life, a roof over her head, air conditioning, healthy food to eat. And he's like, you know, he's like, baby May, you make me so happy. He's like, I was so lonely in the US, you know, the dating scene is just terrible, where you're just invisible in the United States. And coming over here where you do nice things for the women, you give them a roof over their head, you know, give them nice meals, take them out with you to go out to the movies and tag along and all that, and they appreciate you for it. It's just a wonderful life here in Asia. So yeah, I mean, all you guys that are, you know, dream about coming here to Asia, you know, but you know, so many people just never get on the plane. They're so afraid to come here, and me, I was terrified before I first came to Asia. I mean, back in 2015 when I was investigating, and then I flew over right before Valentine's Day to meet my girlfriend in the Philippines. I was so freaking scared, because back then I didn't have a smartphone. I don't think we even had Google Translate. As far as I know, when I came over here, I didn't know that it existed. I did research into those necklaces that you could wear where you could talk into it and it would translate into the desired language. But those things were ridiculously expensive that nobody could even afford them, or else they were that new a technology that they weren't even on the market. So yeah, the Philippines is definitely a great country for somebody that has never left the United States in their life, like me, you know, other than being just across the border into Canada, you know, an English-speaking country right next to us. So yeah, I appreciate my girlfriend that I dated for an entire year there. Like I said, she just opened me up to the world and how things work in Asia and just everything. So I recommend any man to get on the Philippines dating sites and meet a nice Filipina, come over there, see how you like it, and after that try Thailand and then try Cambodia. Cambodia is such an easy country to navigate, just like Thailand was. So yeah, I'm just so anxious for the rest of my journey to visit Vietnam and visit Laos. All the backpackers and teachers here did tell me though that Laos, the thing about that country is it's so poor that they speak way less English than any of these other countries. So, but thank God for Google Translate, you know. So, all right, I'll let you guys go. And if you guys like this content, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll just keep kicking them out from my home here in Phnom Penh. All right, take care.